Oh my goodness, I'm surprised you've got any voice left after last night. I haven't. Welcome, capacity crowd. And welcome to you. Welcome to this week's edition of Life's a Pitch TV. I'm Mark Murphy. Big shout out to our sponsors, our main sponsor, DPS Tech, and a massive thank you to our other sponsors as well. All About Hearing, marketing company Ginger Pickle, Forward Floors, Come Hither Design, the Hudson Group, Sound 4 Pro Audio, Venue 16, Fred Olsen Logistics, John Keeble Cars in Bramford, the Dove in Ipswich, and Ashford Wright as well. And the sofa is sponsored by DPS Tech. Let me introduce to the team, Terry Butcher. Do you know, I went a bit high then. Terry Butcher. Not sure what happened then.
Well, I am tall, so...
Okay, fair enough.
I think you should introduce us in boxing terms.
Oh, right, okay, because were you at the match last night?
Yeah.
Half-time, Fabio Wardley? Okay, I'll try and chew on my best. I haven't got much of a voice left from last night after that. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause. In the blue corner, it's Terry Butcher. And in the same blue corner, it's Russell Osman. You two going to face off later on, are you? You're going to do that with Phil? I don't know.
Well, you won't catch one of us wearing a Norwich shirt.
No.
I'll tell you now.
Cool, he got some stick, old Fraser, last night for that,
Yeah,
didn't he?
I
My
wonder why.
goodness me. Let's see what sort of applause our next contributor gets. And over there, under the European flag, it's Phil Ham.
Hey!
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Technicals, Richard and John tonight as well. Thank you guys very much. And we've got a great show for you tonight. Beaming in all the way from the Netherlands, would you give a big, massive round of applause to our special guest? It's Fabian Wilnis.
How we doing?
Fabian Wilnis is a blue. He hates Norwich.
Can we have another verse of that? And again.
Is a blue. Is a blue. Is a blue. Fabian Wilnis is a blue. He hates Norwich.
Oh, what an introduction! What an introduction!
Fantastic. That song bring back memories?
Yeah, bring back great memories. Actually, yeah, it's good to it's good to think back about those days back then. It's been 25 years ago now since I signed for the club. So it's a long time ago, but it's happy memories.
Oh, we've got so many people want to say hello to you tonight. Lots of messages and everything coming through as well.
Okay.
We'll do those a little bit later on. There are one or two surprises for you as well. So you'll just.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All the best.
How often do you get much of a chance to follow town these days? Is it on telly over there much?
No. Unfortunately, it's not on telly. They only show the Premier League, the Premiership, and yeah. No, the Championship they don't really show on here. The only thing I saw them play for the FA Cup, but it wasn't really a good game actually because they lost.
No.
There's the one time I saw them on telly on the match of the day. And then I don't know who they played, but I think they lost 2-1 for the cup.
Yeah, that was Maidstone. But we don't talk about Fabian. We don't talk about that day anymore. That's
sorry.
That's erased.
But he asked me. That was the only time. The only time is probably in 3 or 4 years that I watch Town play actually. Yeah, but I do follow them.
You must be pleased with how they're doing, though.
Oh my God, I'm just over the moon. I'm absolutely over the moon. They're just doing so unbelievably well and above anyone else's expectations because last season they were playing in League One, they got promoted, and the first year back in the Championship after I think don't know how long. They're now back in the Championship for a long while. Oh, thank you, darling. Yeah, and I got my cup of coffee here. Yeah, and they're doing so well in the Championship, second in the league, and 10 more games to go. And yeah, it's going to be very tense. But I'm just rooting for them to go for the automatic promotion.
Must be bringing back memories of when you were.
Yeah.
Must be bringing back memories for you when you were in a similar position.
Yeah, it was quite similar actually because we were trying to get up. I think it was in the year 2000. Yeah, 2000 or 99. We were the season before we tried before, but we just missed promotion. And the season after, we just made it. But it does bring back my memories, and I can still remember the time when we were kind of also in the same position as how Town is now. 10 more games until the end of the season, and then 5 more games till the end of the season, and it's just going to get tense. We were second, third, second. It was really, really, really tough. But I can relate to the boys now, yeah.
And it's obviously going to be a mental battle for them as well as a physical one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be more mental, because who's going to be the strongest one in their mind, you know? Of course, Towns is going to be the team to beat, because everyone wants to be the league leaders or the teams who are above them. So it's going to be hard for them. But how do you cope with teams who are just kind of digging and just playing on a counter attack? You have to be so focused and concentrated, you know, for the counter attack, because this is what I said. Teams are going to dig in, and you have to be very patient on the ball. And just find the right time to create the opening.
Well, we're certainly doing all right at the moment, boys, aren't we? We'll come back and talk to you in a moment, Fab, but we had a game last night. Who was there last night? Hey, what a second half it was. Let's take a look at the season so far. Sponsored by the Dove in Ipswich. Let's get the thoughts of our legends first of all. What did you make of that last night, boys?
Wow, just unbelievable. I mean, first half was very nondescript. I thought Bristol City did their job well of trying to frustrate Town, and the openings weren't great. It was pretty... Technically, it wasn't great, and it's both teams trying to get a foothold, but second half just exploded. It really did, and kept on exploding all the way to the end. And, you know, what a way to win a game, getting a goal in added time, or just before added time, and you sort of think, wow, it's special. And the more Ipswich play, the more the results that they get, was it 6 wins in a row now, it's, for me, I said last week, it's just everything's falling into place very, very nicely. So long may that continue.
What do you think, Russ?
Very similar to Terry for the first half. I think there's only one corner in the first 45 minutes, so there wasn't a lot of action at all to really entertain anybody with. But Bristol City made a big mistake for me in the second half.
Was that coming out for the second half?
Well, very similar to that. The biggest mistake was the fact that they scored so early on in the second half. And once that goal went in, it woke everybody up inside Portman Road. It had been a bit of a boring first half, and second half started a little bit similar, and all of a sudden we've gone a goal down. And you thought, and everybody is sort of sat up and thought, right, come on, we've now got to get going. And the players sort of looked at each other and thought, right, okay, we've got to find another gear here now. And all of a sudden they've gone bang, bang, and the back. It could have conceded again later on, but, you know, they got themselves back on level terms and everything, and it was exciting. And they missed a penalty. You know, there's a crossbar hit at one end and this, that and the other. And I think Liam Manning made a point in his post-match conference saying that they got a little bit involved in the emotion of the game. And that emotion that our crowd can create can have that effect on teams. And they're a young team, Bristol City. They haven't really got many, what you call leaders, Terry, have they? That are going to be able to help the players on the pitch. And when something like that happens in a game of football, it's happened and it's done, and you can't react to it. You know, and they did get sucked into the emotion of it all a bit.
I think that's right. They did. When Liam said afterwards that they did the game plan worked for 90% of the game. And,
that ain't good enough.
You know, no. I know exactly. Well, that's the point he's making, really, isn't it? And the emotion of the game. The substitutions changed it completely, didn't they? The quadruple substitution on the hour, which Kieran said that he was going to make regardless of the game state, because he thought that having had such a tough game at Plymouth on Saturday when they won 2-0 on quite a heavy pitch, that people would be feeling the effects of it. So he brought everyone on, and Wes Burns immediately had an effect, didn't he? Straight down that wing. I mean, it was, I think Connor Chaplin played a ball straight down that wing, didn't he? And
straight away.
And they created that goal, which Leif Davis almost scored, but like a proper striker, Ali Al Hamadi stuck his toe out and turned it in. Yeah, and they just struggled from there, as you say. That the emotion and the momentum of the game changed, didn't it? And but to be fair to Bristol City, they did score another goal, didn't they? They did get themselves back ahead, and might have scored again. Or actually, it was at 2-0, wasn't it? They might have gone 2-0 in front at one stage. But yeah, and then the penalty. I think most of us were surprised, weren't we, that Al Hamadi was given the ball rather than Connor Chaplin in that circumstance. But
I was surprised he missed, but the keeper read it very well.
Yeah,
but it's not. It's now. Well, we said this before, that it's not performances, it's results. It's how you get the points and how can you do enough to get the points. I'm sure that with Fabian's time, it wasn't about playing beautiful football, entertaining. You entertain when you win. And if you win, then it's great entertainment. So everybody loves it and goes home happy. Yeah. But it's nerves here, and I think Fabian's right as well. Mentally, I think mentally we were very strong. Yeah. Physically we were very strong. And the belief was there, the resilience was there. They've come on a lot, this team, in nearly 2 seasons now, and they all know each other and know each other's jobs and trust each other. So it's a happy place to be. And even if they'd gone 2-0 down, I still thought they'd come back and win 3-2. I just thought they do that.
Yeah, I think you can break the games down now into, 45 minutes at a time, or even the first 20 minutes of a game. And you can look at parts of the 90 minutes and say how dominant we've been and how we've managed to capitalise against teams and put teams to the sword then and there. And we do have some very, very strong players. I agree with you, Phil, about the penalty. But, again, the Bristol City lads messed around on the penalty spot. They were trying to kick the penalty spot up, and there's a bit of a to and fro in and a bit of a delay over the penalty. And
I remember us doing Anfield. You remember Anfield when we conceded a penalty many, many years ago? And I think Franz Tyson picked up a divot. And he threw the divot. Was it Terry McDermott? Was it someone taking the penalty?
Terry McDermott was taking the penalty. And he's got a big mud ball, hasn't he, Franz?
Yeah. He just lodged it, didn't he?
Yeah. So Terry McDermott, who's my roommate on England duty, he's run up to take the penalty. And as he's about to strike the ball, Franz has gone whoosh, and he's hit the ball on the penalty spot. So the ball's moved a bit, and the big clod of mud has flown up in the air, and the ball's sailed into the top of the cop. and Terry Mack's like turning around to the referee. Of course, the referee's been watching the goalkeeper. He's not seeing what's happened. So, goal kick, play on.
That's great.
Then we drew 1-1.
Good
great.
Dutch tactics there that, Fabian will be...
I'm sure Fabian's aware of those tactics that the Dutch so readily employ.
Yes, the total football. Yeah.
School of the skill in dark arts.
Anyway, just a quick round of applause for on behalf of all of the fans, because you were brilliant last night in that second half. So give yourselves a big round of applause, because they were fantastic, weren't they? I mean, the atmosphere was incredible last night. Yeah. It really was amazing.
It was brilliant. It's amazing when the crowd do get like that. You actually feel that we can't lose. We're going to win every game.
You nearly jumped out of your seat, Terry, at one goal, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Nearly.
I was up, yeah.
You were up?
Yeah.
Blimey.
Which is not like me at all, because I can't get up. The seats are so tight. I get deep vein thrombosis sitting in those seats.
Let's bring our special guest back in, Fabian Wilnis. Is that a Dutch trick then, Fabian, to throw a sod of dirt at the ball, a penalty like Franz did?
Well, the thing is, especially when the stakes are this high, you're trying everything just to upset the opponent. But I can kind of relate to that in a way.
That is total football, isn't it? Let's talk about your time at Town. As I said, we've got a lot of people who want to say hello to you that remember you very, very fondly, because you were here for such a long time and really made yourself, one of the locals while you were here. But how did you end up at Town?
Back then I think it was 1998. Oh wow, it's over 25 years ago. Josh Burley came over because he was looking for a right wing back, and because Mauricio Tarico, he signed for Tottenham Hotspur, and Josh Burley was looking for the wing back on the right side. And he had a tip from Romeo Sondervan that just watch this player, and he could be interested for Town. And I can remember that Romeo told me that someone's gonna look at you to watch you play. But I told Romy, I said, listen, every game people are watching me. So what's it different then? You know, I'm just going to play my own game and see what's happening, because as you all know, as a footballer, everything is going to be live on TV. Everything's going to be broadcast. So it's not that you're going to be completely different when a manager is coming over, especially for you. So I was thinking, okay, I'm just going to play my own game. And we had to play AZ Alkmaar, because I was playing for the Graafschap in Holland. And we had to play AZ Alkmaar. And I think after 15 or 20 minutes, because I was playing at right back, and we were playing in the 4-4-2 system. After 15 or 20 minutes, the right midfield player who was playing in front of me, he got sent off, straight red. And the manager of the Graafschap, he told me, you know what, Fabian, you got plenty of energy. You just tackle the whole right side. It's all yours. We're not going to change anything. We're going to still stay with 4 at the back, 3 in the middle, and 2 up front. And you can just take the whole right side.
Thank you.
And I was like, oh, okay. So I was going forward, going backwards, going forward, go backwards. The whole game. And that was actually exactly what Josh Burley was looking for, apparently, because he was looking for a wing back who could run up and down the line. And that game against AZ Alkmaar, and which we drew, I think it was 1-1 or 2-2, I can't even remember. We drew the game, and he was. I think he was quite impressed by the way I performed and the energy level I put into that game. And after that, things went really, really, really quick, because it was I got invited to come over to watch his display on Boxing Day in 1998. It was set to play Plymouth. I can still remember the game. I was invited, and it was a great atmosphere. It was the first time I went to Portman Road. I saw the atmosphere, I saw the crowd, I saw the players, the whole bus in the stadium. And after that, I was just sold. I was like, okay, wow, I'd love to play here if the opportunity arrives. And things got really fast after that, and we got into talks. And I think the 3rd of January, I signed for Eastern Town for 3 years, 3.5 years at the time.
Were you aware of
how quick things can go?
Were you aware of Arnold and France and the impact they'd had at Ipswich Town?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Arnold and France, they are big players here in Holland, and what they have achieved, at Ipswich, no one can top that. I mean, I can top that, or anyone else can top that. No one can top that. They're just absolute legends, and they brought so much joy and happiness and success to the club, just by the skills and just everything that they've done. They've given the club really a lot, and that kind of opened up the way for us Dutchmen, to sign for Ipswich Town, because they've been so successful that they kind of look different to Dutchmen as well, as for me as well. And it was in a way it was easier, because you already had 2 very successful Dutchmen, performing for Town, back in the days. And I was hoping that I could deliver the same thing, but no, it's nowhere near what they have performed, So they are very big here, and they're also obviously very big in Ipswich as well.
Fabian, you got 2 Dutchmen, Arnold and Frans. Now Arnold was very much like a hermit. He stays at home and doesn't drink, and wears pajamas, long pajamas and all that sort of thing. Yeah. Then you got Frans, who likes a night on the town. He likes going out for a few scoops, as you used to say. Which path did you follow, Arnold or Frans?
Okay, good question.
Oh, thank you.
We've got witnesses here as well, Fabian, by the way.
To be honest. No, in back in the days, in the beginning, I was probably like a bit like France. But later on, I just into Arnold. I think once you get older, you get wiser, and you get in a way more sensible. So you just think, what, there are other things which can make you happy. So I'm just now as well. I mean, I'm just happy to stay in and be with my wife and my girls, of course, who are actually quite old now. So I'm just how do you say that? People, a person who stays in.
Hermit.
A hermit, yeah.
A hermit, yeah, a hermit. I'm very much a hermit now. Yeah, but back in the days, I was just probably like Frans, just go into town and have a few drinks, have a good laugh, or whatever. So no, it was good. But people change. You get older, you get wiser, you get smarter, and you get more sensible in a way.
I mean, you had a great time here. I mean, you really made this your home, didn't you? This area.
Oh yeah. My kids, they love it there. I mean, the youngest two, I got 3 girls. The youngest two, they were born in Ipswich, so it will always have a special place in my heart because my children, my 2 youngest daughters, they were born over there. So, and I have really fond memories of my time there, my 10 years at town. And even after my playing days, I moved back to Ipswich also for another 3 years. And yeah, I don't know, it will always stay close to my heart, and I will always follow town. I will always be a big fan of town, and I really hope that they could go automatically to the Premiership because that will be unbelievable. I mean, I can remember when we got promoted, how the town was, and it was probably like 25 years ago nearly, and we've been waiting for such a long time, and then we're so near. It's so near. And I can't even imagine, what it would do to the people at the club and, everyone related to Ipswich Town, what it would do. Because it already does so many things for me. And I'm living in Holland over here. So, okay, yeah, it's hard to imagine, but I'm just really hoping that they can make it, to the Premiership. It will be something.
What was your best moment, do you think, Fabian, playing for Town?
My best moment. Can I pick several?
You can pick as many as you like.
Oh, okay.
Because you're a Blue and you hate Norwich. You can do whatever you like.
Well, I had a few great moments, fantastic moments actually. Playing at Wembley for the playoffs, that was something special. Even though I didn't start, I was still that whole day, the whole build-up and everything. It was just unbelievable. Scoring against Man United in the Premiership. The first home game. That was also one of my highlights. Ending 5th in our first season in the Premier League, the same season. It was also that whole year was a highlight. Scoring against Norwich City. That was also at Carrow Road. That was also something I will always remember. So yeah, this was just different highlights. My goal against Coventry, that was probably the worst game ever to watch. It was a horrible game. But for me personally, to score against Coventry in the dying minutes in a season, with everything turning to goal for us in a way, it was also unforgettable. So I had several great times. Being named player of the year, nearly towards the end of my career, that was also something special. Yeah, that's what I said.
Fabian, you talk about goals. You didn't score many goals, did you?
No, not at all.
No, because I could only find one on YouTube. But
I'm not a terrific goal scorer. Yeah, I know. I only scored 6 goals in my time over there. So. Was
it that many? Yeah.
Horrible. No, not many at all.
When I counting training goals.
I went on to YouTube, and the only goal I could see was the one that you scored against Norwich, and boy, did I finish that well! What a great volley that was. So, was that? You talk about? Was that one of your best goals, or best strikes?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Also the one against Man United was also a great strike.
I couldn't find that for some reason. I couldn't find that.
You can't find it?
No.
Okay.
I can remember the one against Manchester United. Who can remember that? Yes. I was sitting just above where the players come out, Fabian, and I can see you now. It's burnt into my memory. I can see you running. I can see you shooting. I can see the ball going in. But the look on your face after you scored was absolutely priceless.
Yeah, well, as you all know, I hardly score any goals. And to score, against Man United, the team who won the triple the season before, and first year back in the Premiership. First time that I actually started in starting 11 that game, and then to score. Scored the first goal, 1-0, and David Beckham, some guy called David Beckham, he scored the equalizer, and we drew 1-0. So it was just the whole night, and it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And the amount of noise the crowd made that evening as well is probably similar to the noise they're making now. What I've been told, But I mean, the stadium can really liven up. It's an unbelievable. Fantastic stadium, Portman Road, and it's just it was such a lovely place, just to play, at the ground, because it really gives all the players and me personally also a massive buzz when the crowd is behind you.
I seem to remember at the time Alex Ferguson credited our fans with being some of the noisiest that he'd ever come across during that period. I seem to remember.
He said something like
that's what he said.
Yeah.
He needs to come back now and hear it because it's absolutely incredible. Phil, do you want to?
Yeah, I was going to say, Fab, that result was hugely important, really, wasn't it? That it was like proving yourselves that you could compete with the best in the Premier League, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I can remember the first game we had to play against Tottenham Hotspur away, and we lost 3-1. And the second game was Man United at home. It was the first home game, and we drew 1-0. And after that, we had to believe. And the game after we played Sunderland, and we beat them. I think it was, I can't even remember, 3-1.
1-0. Titus scored.
1-0. Sorry, 1-0. Yeah. Because the first few games, only defenders scored the first in the first 3 or 4 games. But Mark Vieira scored against Spurs. I scored against United, and Titus Bramble scored against Sunderland. All 3 defenders. It was actually quite funny. But after the Sunderland game as well, our first win, we just went from there. It was an unbelievable season, unbelievable.
And it was a remarkable season, really. And then you sort of had results away at Everton. I think won 3-0 at Everton and places like that. Yeah. It must have been all kind of places that you'd sort of dreamed of playing at, really.
Yeah. It's Anfield at the time. Arsenal, Chelsea, Stamford Bridge, and Liverpool, of course. I think we beat them. Did we beat them?
Yeah, 1-0. Marcus Stewart.
Yeah, Marcus Stewart. Yeah. So Liverpool, Newcastle is also quite very impressive. The amount of noise the defense are making. It's the atmosphere there at Newcastle. It's also something I will always remember. Newcastle and Anfield, they were the 2 stadiums which impressed me the most. The fans, the amount of noise the fans were making, and singing before, Never Walk Alone. Goosebumps. It's something I will never forget. Even now, 25 years after, 25 years later now, I'm still remembering it.
And you found yourself in a battle for the Champions League, which kind of, must have been pinching yourselves, weren't you?
Yeah, because our goals, our targets were just just stay in the Premier League, you don't get relegated. There was a main goal even before we get the one ball in the Premier League. Just, and hopefully we can test ourselves, against the best teams in the country. But our main target was just to stay in the Premiership. And after along the season went away, we kind of changed our targets in a way. So maybe we can end up, the first 10. And then after that, we change it into, let's hopefully we can make it to Europe. And then, Champion League, but it was kind of unrealistic in a way, and unreal, to be honest. And we ended 5th. We made it to Europe, and there was some achievement for the team, new winner in the Premiership.
And some big games the next year in Europe.
Sorry?
And some big games the next season in Europe.
Yeah, we had some big games in Europe as well. The season after against Inter Milan was of course something I will always remember. And it's Helsingborg.
Yeah, Helsingborg. Yeah.
Helsingborg. Yeah. The game before, But yeah, it's just a great experience, because this is what I said. It's been such a long time that the Ipswich Town went into Europe. And that Ipswich Town ended, so high in the Premiership. Yeah, it was quite remarkable. Yeah.
And so, what are you doing these days? We all want to know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm coaching at my team spot of Rotterdam. The team where I've started. I'm doing the under 23s team over here, the boys. They're doing quite well actually. Young guys, very motivated, very skillful. Sometimes also a handful because young boys, it's even when they're still focused, you still have to keep them on track because they get distracted quite easily in a way. But no, it's a good bunch of guys, great group, and I'm really enjoying my time over there.
Well, we've got some messages for you. Lots of people want to say hello to you, and
Okay.
So Claudia and Kim say hello, and they hope you can remember
Claudia.
them. Claudia and Kim.
Portugal.
Yep. They send their best.
Should we move on from them?
More detail, please.
I think Fabian's gone red.
No. Claudia was probably my best mate when I was living over there as well. Yeah. No. Oh, bless her.
Yeah, they're thinking of you.
Sweet.
Adam's been in touch. He's Dutch. He's great. He's Martin Roos's mate. Fabian is the chance.
Thanks, Adam.
And Lenny Paul's been in touch. Wants to send you all the very best.
Oh, Lenny. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what else have we got here? We've got some. I'm going to try some Dutch now from Rob. Do Fabian, de groten van Midge, Hidge is touwen op Midge, show gewest op BBC Suffolk. Does that? Can you understand that or not?
No.
Or have I
just
just said something really bad?
Yeah, probably. It's probably your accent.
Oh, thank you. That's from Rob, who sends his best as well, and he remembers your time on BBC Radio Suffolk. And do you remember a bloke called Duncan Foster?
Yes, Duncan. Of course, I know Duncan.
Yeah, I wonder what he's doing these days.
Yeah, what is he doing? I don't know what he's doing because I'm not really in touch with him. But I was wondering, if he could do, if he's still involved with the club or anything with the club.
Yeah, shall we ask him? Ladies and gentlemen,
Come on
Duncan
then, come on
Foster.
then, Duncan.
Here he is. Look.
Hello, mate.
Hey, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, great, mate.
So good to hear you, man.
Yeah, great to see you. You look well.
Yeah, I can't see you, but it's great to hear you.
Oh, well, if you could see me, I've got a red wine in my hand, so nothing's changed.
Well, some things will never. I was just about to say some things will never change. Some things will definitely never change. Yeah. No, but it's really, really nice to see you. Listen, Duncan Foster, by the way, people, he was my chairman of my testimonial committee.
Yes, and I allowed you to bear witness to the best goal ever scored at Portman Road.
Definitely, yeah.
Would you like to describe that for us then, Duncan? Can you remember it? Ball by ball.
Well, Fabian's testimony. Fabian kindly let me play in the half time. Fabian, tell him what happened.
Well, the thing is, what I can remember is everything went kind of in slow motion. I don't know if I can, I'm trying to explain how things went because the only thing I can remember is that it went really, really slow. You had a ball and you scored a goal. This is the only thing I can remember from it. And you mustn't forget, this was in 2009, so it's 15 years ago now already.
I know. I couldn't score it now.
Well, Duncan, we are looking for someone.
What did you say?
We are looking for someone to take on the Keep You Uppy challenge in place of Fabian tonight, if you fancy it.
Okay.
Oh, is that a yes?
Go on then.
Okay.
I have not done it for 15 years. So I'll have a go. Join the club.
Well, I'll tell you what. Should we do it now?
Can I use a balloon?
No. It's time for our Keep It Up challenge, sponsored by Ginger Pickle. So, Duncan, on behalf of Fabian, no pressure.
Under the influence
He's
as well
moving
of
into our performance area. Okay.
Do I actually need the clock? Because
Well,
I
I
don't
think
think it'll be very long.
we've got to keep the control there for
Okay.
everybody, make it all the same. So we've still got Scoey at the top on 79. Miltz, I can see, is he 74, Phil, on there?
Yeah, Milks is 74. Obviously, we
Yeah.
had last week Simon J with his golf
golf
club,
club last week.
129, I think it was. Something like that.
So to knock Laurie Civil and Mark Murphy off the leaderboard in 10th place, Duncan. 10. 1. Cheeky so-and-so. So you've got 60 seconds. Phil's got the whistle. Terry's got the timer. You're doing this for Fab, and you've got 60 seconds, but once it hits the floor, that's it. And the capacity crowd come forward, will count. Come closer and count. Are we ready? Are we ready?
1, 2, 3.
3. Oh, give him a round of applause. Well done.
That's level with Terry Butcher.
Well done, Duncan. Top man, buddy.
I can't actually believe I'm level with Duncan Foster. but
Yeah.
There we are. Yeah.
Sorry, Fabian.
And Duncan,
I'll let you down.
Duncan's had a glass of wine as well.
Listen, man,
Yes, he has.
you can do anything you want, Duncan. You will never upset me. It's fine, man. It's fine. Man. Don't worry, don't worry.
It's great to see you, mate.
Well, if you're ever over here, Fabian, you can have a go yourself, and you'd be most welcome to do that.
Well, I'm hoping to come over, this season still, if possible, because I would love to watch them play. This is what I said before. I haven't ever watched them play for so many years now, and they're doing really, really well. On the verge of going up to the Premiership. So I would love to go over, and also to taste the atmosphere again of Portman Road. But I just have to wait and see, because there are still 10 more games to play. And how many home games left?
6, I think, isn't it?
Five.
Now? 5? 5 left. Yeah.
Five and five.
Yeah, I'm
Count.
trying to see if I can come over. I can come over again, but well, we'll see. Maybe perhaps in next month or so.
You have to let us know. Let us know, please.
Yeah, we'll get you on the
I
show
will,
again.
no
We'll
worries,
get you
no
in.
worries. I will. No worries.
Duncan, thank you ever so much. Great to see you. Thank
Well
you.
done, Duncan.
Good sport.
Duncan,
Well done.
mate. Hey, I'll speak to you soon, I say.
Don't spill your wine, Duncan. I know he won't do that, actually.
Never spelt a drop in his
He'll
life.
never do.
I think, Jeff, you wanted to have a quick question, didn't you, for Fabian? Come up to the microphone and get right up close to the mic here. And a quick question for Fabian here from...
Fabian, I've met you a couple of times, and you were absolutely brilliant at Town. But you got the autobiography, okay? Yeah. How did you get to the title Full English? And I think I've heard you talk about this before. And there's a reference in the book to a bit of a dodgy pre-season under George, and you had to work really hard. Can you just tell us about those two things?
Okay. First, about the title of my book. Well, as you all know, I came over in 1999, in January 1999, and the first as a foreign player. The first time you're coming to a new club, you're gonna stay in a hotel. I stayed at a Novotel. I think it was probably for 2 months before I moved into a house. And every morning, the Novotel, so I went downstairs to have some breakfast. And they also, you can pick what you want, but you can also say, okay, what do you want? Is a full English, a full English breakfast. And I've never tried it, and I said, well, you know what? I'll try the full English. It's fine. So they brought the full English to me, and I tasted it, and I was like, oh my God, this is so disgusting. And this is so greasy. And this is like, oh no, why did I order this? Why did I order this? So, and I was just like, oh, this can't be good for myself, for my health, and, for my fitness level and everything. And I was like, so I'll order something else. But after a while, you start getting used to the English customs, and I was like, okay, you know what? My kids, they love the beans in the tomato sauce, they kind of like this. I was like, okay, I'll try it. I'll try it then, and I tried it, and I was like, oh, well, actually, it's not too bad actually. And then so I kind of got changed into the English habits to becoming more of an Englishman, and now I'm just thinking oh my goodness, I love English breakfast, and I haven't had an English breakfast for a long time, and I would love to, have one now actually. So that's why I got into the title, because before I didn't like any of that stuff, but living over there for so many years, and kind of grew up into the English customs. You know, I kind of grew into it and loved the breakfast. Yeah, so that's why I came into the title of full English. And also as a person, you change as well as a person. You're becoming more one of the people over there, so to speak.
And,
Okay.
and Jeff, you had the other question as well, wasn't there? There was another part 2 to that about what was it, Jeff? Again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, come back up and ask Fabian
Yeah,
again for us.
I think I've heard you talk before, Fabian, and in your book you talk about a pre-season under George, which was a bit tough. Do you remember that one? Do you want to just tell us how tough it was? Because I think you were doing a lot of running, weren't you?
Yes, of course. I came, as I said before, I came over in 1999, I had a house there in the UK in Ipswich. In the summer, I came over to Holland, but I kind of sold my house in Holland because it was also in the east of Holland, you know, at the Graafschap, and I didn't play for the club anymore. And the Graafschap is roughly like an hour and a half from Rotterdam, from my hometown Rotterdam. So the moment I kind of moved over to Ipswich, I kind of sold my house in Rotterdam, and we bought another house at a time in Ipswich. So we stayed in Ipswich. Season was over. Came over to Holland, and we stayed a bit at my mother-in-law because she had quite a big house. And my mother-in-law, she loved to cook. She's an Indonesian. She's an Indonesian woman, and she had her own restaurant as well. And every morning, every afternoon, and every evening, she kind of cooked a hot meal for me. And that summer, I think I gained, I don't know how many kilograms, but I really gained a lot, probably like 7 or 8 kilograms. And that's a lot for the football player, you know, over one summer. So preseason started again, and I trained for myself, you know, before the first training, and I thought I was quite okay, but here in England, the season, preseason is completely different than what I was used to in Holland. In Holland, you got a slow build up. You gradually kind of, you know, you start quite slow first training, and then you kind of extend the trainings. But here in the UK, the first day onward, go run, you know, you get timed everything, and it was really tough from day one, from the start. And I really struggled in the beginning. I got sick, I threw up, you know, because, you know, we had to do so many runnings, which I wasn't used to. And we trained from Monday to Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, we were off. But George Burley said to me, "No, Fabian, Saturday, you're coming with me. You're gonna go for a run with me." And I was like, "Oh, can't be that bad." Yeah, George Burley, he's a bit older, huh? Hey, I'm a young, fit guy. You know, I can do that. But we went into a forest, and he started running. And oh my God, George Burley, he could run. He could really run. And I was like, keeping up. I was like, oh my God. And he kept going. And yeah, I must say, you know, he nearly killed me. And also, I got great respect for the manager, who's still that fit, and who can still run like a fit up. You know, he can still run whatever. So respect to him. But that was kind of my preseason was quite a struggle, but it was also for me an eye opener. And okay, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it, and you know, I have to prepare myself better when the preseason starts. And after that, the years after that, you know, I had no problems at all. But it was my first preseason at the club. That was killing. Was absolutely killing.
And Fabian as well, with your autobiography, you actually said some, well, we think they're very good comments about Norwich, but obviously the Norwich fans didn't like it very much. And in fact, what happened for the Norwich fans? Did you get death threats?
Did I get what for it?
Death threats.
I mean, that was quite a horrible time actually, because Norwich City, they were, you know, that season they were doing really well. They were winning games. but not even playing that great. But they were just winning games. And obviously Norwich against Ipswich is also a big derby, big rivalry between those two clubs. Great opponent, the biggest enemy in a way enemy. And also the game, which everyone is looking forward to, to watch and to play. We were at Carrow Road and we played that game so well, but unfortunately, by some luck by Norwich, they beat us. I think I can't even remember the score, but I was just so disappointed, because we were just so on top of the game. But still, we got away with nothing at all. And it was just a typical Norwich City game that season where they were grinding out results by not playing that well, but still winning games. And I got really frustrated. I got upset, and emotions were running high. Of course, we got beaten by our biggest rivals. And straight after the game, a reporter came over to me, and he interviewed me. And normally, you have to count to 10, before someone, asks you a question, and then you answer. But I was still high in adrenaline, and I was still full of emotion. And he asked me, okay, next season, Norwich City is probably going to go to the Premiership. How do you think they're going to do? And I said, in a blur, in anger, they're probably going to need 50 new players, and they're still going to get relegated.
Come on,
The hero, yes.
So I was thinking, okay, oh my God, Afterwards you think, okay, oh my God, what have I done? But I was thinking, it can't be that bad. And the Monday after, even the Sun newspaper, and we were playing in the Championship. Even the Sun newspaper, picked it up, on my line. Fabian Wilnis said, Norwich City is gonna need 50 new players, and they're still gonna get relegated in the Premiership. And everyone picked it up, and I got so much grief and anger, and hate mails from Norfolk all of a sudden. And I was thinking, okay, because at Ipswich Town, you get your milk, or you have the mailbox, you get your mail over there, and I think, okay, I've got a lot of mail this week. It's over Norfolk. And I was going to all the mails, and I was like, oh no, Fabian, this is not good. So it was crybaby. If you set foot in Norwich, I'm gonna break your legs, and you're the dead man walking, and all that sort of stuff. All that hate mail. And I didn't say anything against my wife at the time and my kids, because I didn't want to upset them, of course. But it was it really kind of in a way affected me. That till the day till now I've never ever set foot in Norwich just for going shopping or whatever. So I was thinking, okay, you know what? Let's avoid that kind of area of the country, and then you just keep your head down and just suck it up. I said it. And have to deal with the consequences, and yeah.
But you're right. They got relegated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was right, yeah. But I don't think the fans appreciated my honesty and my kind of vision, I had before. But no, it was quite funny actually that they got relegated the season after straight away.
So you've never been back to Norwich since?
No, not as a tourist. Of course, to play at Carrow Road, but this is the only time I visit Norwich. But never to because funny enough, before we went there as well, with the family, just nice just to sightseeing or shopping or whatever. But after that, no. Never.
And that's why you're a blue, Fabian. That's why you're a blue. Fantastic.
Exactly.
Lee's here. Lee, do you want to come over? Because you got something for us as well. But do you want to say hi to Fabian as well? Come over to the microphone. You've got a little gift for us. We want to say hi to Fab.
Hi, Fab. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm very good. Yeah, we haven't seen each other for a long time.
I know.
And that little business that we had, I sold it, but I didn't tell you.
No.
I won't tell you how much I got for it either.
Okay. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. I just brought this over. Obviously, Fab can't see it, but this is a limited edition print that Terry and I did together a few years ago now, and we're going to get Terry to sign this to the show. And then
Fantastic!
All right,
brilliant. Oh, we'll pop that up on the wall. That's great.
Pop that up. We'll get you to sign that and pop it up on the wall.
Well, we have to get a dartboard because he normally goes above the dartboard. So there we go.
No, nice to speak to you, Fab.
Nice to speak to you, man. Take care.
Lee, thank you very much. That's really generous. Fab, we'll come back to you in a second or two, but we've got a few bits and pieces that we have to do on the show. It's time on the show for Ipswich Town's News in Brief, sponsored by John Keeble Cars of Bramford. And from twtd.co.uk, here is Phil Ham.
Trevor McDonald doesn't have to wear a hat,
doesn't.
does he?
No.
Guess what? Leif Davis equalled the record for championship assists for a defender during last night's 3-2 victory over Bristol City. The left-back has now assisted 14 goals this season and joins his former Leeds teammate Barry Douglas, who achieved the feat in 2017-18 when with Wolves, and England fullback Kieran Trippier, who recorded the same total when on loan with Burnley in 2013-14. Davis has now picked up 28 assists since the beginning of last season, 6 more than anyone else in the top 4 tiers. In addition, of course, he scored his first goal of the season last night to win the game. It's little wonder Premier League clubs such as Newcastle United and West Ham are being linked, while I understand Nottingham Forest have also shown strong interest. So it could be an interesting summer regarding Leif Davis.
Anyone looking at the stats would be looking at him, wouldn't
I
they?
know, remarkable, really, performance from fullback. Town CEO Mark Ashton has revealed that the club will make announcements regarding the planned training ground developments and longer-term aim of replacing the Cobbold stand in the next few weeks. Ashton said earlier in the season that the training ground would be the next big project, with planning permission for an extension to the gym recently granted, but with much more significant work to come. I think over the next 2 or 3 weeks you're going to see some additional announcements coming out of the football club, particularly in relation to the training ground. That's probably the next biggest project we've got, he told Town TV. We've got initial designs now in place. Kieran McKenna has had a look at those and will be presenting those to the players probably in the next 7 to 10 days. Kieran then gets to get his hands on the design and tweak and turn and play with it. And then we'll go into the planning process and we'll look to progress. That's going to be a huge programme of development. Timescale, if everything went well, I'd like to be on site as soon as we're through planning, and I'd like to get through planning this summer. Regarding the redevelopment of the Cobbold stand, he added, it's on the agenda. There will be information coming out of the club probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks in relation to that. That's not the next project. Let me just manage expectations on that. We're working with architects, we're working with the local authority on the scale and bulk of on what that stand will need to look like, and we're pretty much down the line on that. But that would not be an imminent build project. We've got other projects that sit well ahead of that, but it's something that's on our horizon, and there's a lot of work going into that. Meanwhile, the Glenham Hall estate, home of the Blues' legendary Cobbold family, is up for sale for £19 million. 5 members of the Cobbold family chaired the club, with Colonel John Ivan Murray Cobbold, the man who put the money up to turn town professional in 1936. John Cobbold was chairman between 1957 and 76, during the era in which Sir Alf Ramsey's team won the old second and first divisions in successive seasons, the first and only club to do so. And his younger brother Patrick followed him into the role as Sir Bobby Robson took the Blues to FA Cup and UEFA Cup glory. Latterly, the Grade 1 listed building, which dates from the 16th century, was the home of his nephew, Major Philip Hope Cobbold, who was a member of the town board and was a patron of the club at the time of his death in 2020. The property is currently owned by his son, Thomas Hope Cobbold. For many years, Town held an annual summer barbecue for players, staff, sponsors and others connected with the club, from which we've heard plenty of stories over the years.
How that's still standing after these parties that we had is remarkable, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're sponsored by John Keeble Cars, not Right Move.
I should have thought about that, shouldn't I?
It's all right, I'll wait, don't worry.
Yeah.
We're here all night.
But, yes.
Great party house. Great party house.
Yeah.
Go on then.
I think the donkeys were quite. Was that Mr. Johns?
The best part of the night on many an occasion was watching Alan Hunter put John Cobbold over his shoulder and put him to bed, and then come down and lock up the front door, carry on afterwards, you know. Brilliant. But it was always the last Thursday before the first game of the season. And Sir Bobby used to go ballistic with Mr. Johnny, saying, I've just lectured the players about not drinking on a Thursday or Friday night before a Saturday game. 2 days before a game, you're not allowed to drink. And you go and organise the first party of the season on the last Thursday before the season kicks off. He says, what sort of example is that? And Mr. John went, sorry, Bobby, but we're having a party on a Thursday night, so...
Please come along.
Yes. If you don't want to come, don't bother.
Were those barbecues
you.
at Clemmam, Fabian, when you were at town? Those pre-season
Sorry?
barbecues? Can you remember those pre-season barbecues at Clemmam?
Yeah, but at the Cobbles, what do you mean?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, they were great, yeah. They were really, really great. So, yeah, I can still remember them, yeah. No, it's nice. Nice ground, by the way. Is it still there now?
Yeah, up for sale, 19 million if you fancy it.
How many?
19 million.
Okay, hold on. I can hear something.
You need to get your money from Lee, don't you? That's what you need. You need your money from Lee
yeah,
to get that sorted
exactly.
out. Fantastic. But that are great memories. It'll be a shame to see that sold off, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be a shame, yeah. Because I must say, I mean, that house, you could say it's more like a castle. It was amazing, so huge, it's unbelievable. It's really, really big, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
What I can remember from it.
Yeah, let's take a look and
nice ground as well. Nice ground as well.
Fantastic. Let's take a look and see what's happened to ITFC on this day in the past. Brought to you in association with Fred Olsen Logistics.
Right, on this day, 6th of March, we're going back in time to 1976. I wish this had come up earlier in the season. Stocky goalkeeper Laurie Civil. Do you remember him? Stocky goalkeeper?
Well, I wouldn't call it. Would you call him stocky?
No, I won't call it. No,
Just
no,
small.
definitely
Very
not.
small.
Small, stocky goalkeeper Laurie Civil suffered a bad facial injury when diving at the feet of future Sky Sports pundit Andy Gray in the 89th minute of the game. The Blues picked up a 0-0 draw after Trevor Wymark replaced Civil in goal. So Trevor must have gone in for 1 minute. Now, one look, he's had to get hurt like that.
Well, he kept a clean sheet. He did very well, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Well done, Trevor. A lot of sympathy there for Laurie, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tuesday, the 6th of March, 2007, Ipswich achieved their first away win in 13 attempts. Blimey. And first away goal in 7 games by thumping Hull City 5-2 at the KC Stadium. The goals were shared between Francis Jeffers, Jamie Peters, Alan Lee, Jason DeVos and Danny Haynes. And that is all that happened on the 6th of March.
I remember that game because I was sat with your friend Andy Comfort.
Oh, Andy Comfort,
Andy Comfort, who was
Radio Humberside.
A friend of mine worked for the BBC up there, and we kind of ended up sitting together. And we were, because he's an Ipswich Town supporter, he presented the breakfast show on Radio Humberside, didn't he? And so, of course, we were thinking of things he could say the next morning, because obviously, absolutely delighted that this was going so well. Anyway, so eventually, the best thing we came up with was, and the time's coming up towards 5-2.
He'd have been well up for that. Just before we say goodbye to Fabian and goodbye to you all, it's time for this week's Man v Fat results. Hi Mark, a wet Friday night on the fan zone pitch saw our players lose another 10.9 kilograms, bringing the season's total loss to 179.1 kilograms. That's 28 stone in 7 weeks for the 63 players, which is incredible. This week's results: to lose a few pounds, 15. Pork Vale, 9. Seattle Quarter Pounders, 9. Man Titty, 13. Far From Athletic, 14. LA Galaxy Bar, 10. And L'Argentina, 7. Dinamo Kebab, 13. Great work on the scales by Trevor Gordon, Paul Deeks, Scott Faltasek and Matt Big, who all achieved 10 and 15% losses. Matt is not as big as he was before. That's okay, don't worry. Bad joke. That's from Man v Fat Mark. But well done to all the team. Fabian, thank you ever so much for joining us on the show. You've been immense. What do you want to say to the town fans?
Well, keep on believing. It's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen this season. Just keep on believing. Keep on cheering the team up. You know, we're gonna be there next season in the Premiership. I can really feel it.
Fantastic.
They're gonna do it.
Fabian Wilnis, everybody.
Well done, Fabian.
Me in the show, by the way.
Well done, Fabian.
Well done, Fab.
I think just before he goes, one more song, don't you? After 3, 1, 2, 3.
Is a blue. is a blue. Fabian Wilnis is a blue. He hates Norwich.
Thank you, Fabian.
Don't come out.
Great to see you. Hopefully you'll get to see Town before the end of the season. Fabian Wilnis. What a great show. Hope you've enjoyed it here in the studio, Capacity Crowd, and everybody listening on podcast or watching at home, but we are out of time. Thanks to our main sponsor, DPS Tech, supported also by All About Hearing, marketing company Ginger Pickle, Forward Floors, Come Hither Design, the Hudson Group, Sound 4 Pro Audio, Fred Olsen Logistics, John Keeble Cars in Bramford, the Dove in St Helens Street, and now Ashford Wright as well, plus the sofa, sponsored by DPS Tech. Thank you, boys, very much, and thanks, Capacity Crowd, and up the town, everybody! Up the town!